my god. Oh my god. I'm recording this video pretty much, it would be approximately 4 hours after something amazing. Something that should not happen and is happening, has happened, is unbelievable. So, yes! Anyway, I'll explain. Basically, I've done it. I've got one of my power 3, one of my top 3, one of my signature 3 in terms of the collection situation. Let me put things into a little bit of perspective for you. I've mentioned this numerous times on numerous vids, and I've even done a bit of chat on the radio side of things about it. And basically, I've got the usual consoles, right? So I've got Saturn, I've got PlayStation, I've got, you know, 3DO, everything like that. You know, PlayStation 2, Xbox, blah 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 blah. Right? So I've got all that stuff. That's all done. Yeah. It's old hat. I've got an Amiga. I've got a PCFX. PCFX, rare. It's a rare thing. Virtual Boy, Atari 7800. You know, I've got all these machines. I've got handhelds, Game Boys, and Game Gears, all that stuff. Fair enough. That's good. That's alright. That's what gamers game on, right? There's 3 machines that mean something to me, that basically sign off on the phrase gamer. Basically, they put a massive tick against the gamer category. They basically say, you're not just some dude collecting, you're not just a person who's interested in games, you are a gamer. You follow what I'm saying? And the three are, in reverse order, the Neo Geo AES stroke NVS, but AES because that seems most logical. The Sharp 68K, X68K, and the FM Towns, be it computer or the Marty, the consoleized version. Now, those 3 to me are unattainable in the usual sense of the word, in the typical sense of the word. There's no way on God's green earth that I would get one under normal circumstances, in the normal fashion, if you like, under a normal way. There's no way I could do it, and even if I could, it wouldn't be easy and it wouldn't be cheap. And to me, I class those 3 machines as dreams, unobtainable dreams, pipe dreams, right? Now, you know, it's always nice to have a dream, right? Because you never know that one day it might come true. And you never expect it to be, you know, you never expect it to just, you expect it to be something amazing that just, you know, magical that happens, you know. You don't expect it to be something that just is, you weren't expecting, just like, wow, you know. I'll sort of pitch the story to you. I saw an FM Towns Marty from a UK seller. Only one that I could find on eBay. Now, it's a rare machine, obviously. Super rare, as the seller would describe it as. And this was about 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. And basically, what happened was, I put it on the watch list, and I just kind of gazed at it for a bit, you know. Seller didn't have a particularly high feedback in terms of the amount. 100% feedback, but only like 48 or something. Not particularly well received. I would have, you know, it's 100%, but it was kind of, I don't know. There were nobody in terms. There were minnows in comparison to some of the people that I've dealt with on eBay. So skeptical, but I had my eye on there. I put my name on the watch list there, and I'm watching this thing. I'm watching this FM Towns slowly get bid for. And as you can imagine, it started to bid quite high, quite early on. We're talking £70, £80, £100, £120, you know, it was going up. Now, I set my stall out a little bit. I sort of thought to myself, I want to have a little bit, I want to have a little bit of a play, I want to have a little bit of a go. I want to put my name down for this. I want to say that I'm interested. So I laid down a bit of a bid. Now my first bid was reasonably conservative for me. I laid down £140. £140 wiped out in one bid. Basically, the next highest bid up was 155. So I was wiped out. So, as you can imagine, I'm thinking that it's going to go higher than that. Yeah. So I ain't going to be getting this. This is going to be going into £200, £250, £300. This is where it's going to be going. You know, it's going to go right out of my price range. I set my stall out and I said to myself, I want this. This is what I want. This is my thing. This is my gift to me. Yeah. So I said to myself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a go. So I laid down a £200 bet, £200 bid, and I said to myself, that is my limit. And that's what I said. And rather than play a shrewd game where I wait till the last few seconds, I just said bollocks. £200 here and now, bang. That was about 2 days ago. So I laid down my bid, and that's it. And I ain't giving a shit at this point. I ain't even asked. I ain't thinking I earn an FM Towns, or I'm going to earn an FM Towns, or I need an FM Towns. I ain't even considering this FM Towns money in my thought process. I just laid down some random bid, not really conscious of it. I go to work, I do my thing, I come home, I'm doing my thing, yeah? I'm living my life. In fact, I'm not even playing that many games, to be honest with you. I'm just plodding along, right? So I plod along, and we get to today, the last few minutes of the auction. Last hour or so, last half an hour or so. And my bid's still the highest. Okay? The bid's gone up, and I'm right on the knuckle here. I'm on £200. My maximum bid, £200. So I'm the highest bidder. I'm right on the racing line here. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm right on the edge. And I know for a fact, or at least I did know for a fact, that basically there was going to be a mad rush of bids towards the end, bringing it up to like about £500 or something. There wasn't. There bloody well wasn't. And that's scary to me. Last few seconds, drip, 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 drip. I'm actually chatting with somebody else. So the last few seconds kind of just disappear relatively quickly for me. I watch it go down to the last second. I asked the person to wait. I asked my associate to hold the line, and I watched the last few seconds drip away. And right at the last second, no mad bids, no nothing. Just one simple phrase. You've won this auction. You can imagine what happened next. You can imagine what the next minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes were like. Shrill white noise is the only expression I can use. Unbelievable, insane joy. Adulation beyond measure is the only way I can intelligently describe it to you. It was like an orgasm on a roller coaster going down at high speed. Possibly. I don't know what that feeling's like. But it was similar. I can imagine. So, I've reached a point where I've achieved something in my life which is kind of, to most people it's irrelevant. To most people it's just a piece of shit plastic that plays games, right? No. To me, it's been a bit of a life's goal, a bit of a journey. It's something that I've wanted to play for a long time. It basically cements the phrase gamer. Gaming has stemmed from this machine, stemmed from this brand, and we have the media that we have today is kind of an offshoot of this in a way. It's kind of an evolution of this. To me, the FM Town signifies gaming in a very simplistic way and in a very rudimentary sense. And I'm going to prove that to you when I get this thing. And I'm going to get this thing. And I own it. And it's mine. And that's it. And I am going to play it. And I'm going to bloody enjoy every glorious second of it. And I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to share that with you all the time. All the time. I'm just going to do FM Towns month or some shit like that. And you're going to be privy to the lot. And I'm really grateful to all of you for putting up with this. Because if you are watching this, you're probably just confused right now. Because, like, what the hell? Let me symbolise this in another sense. Let me try and sort of put this into some kind of scale. The FM Towns mic, to me, the FM Towns generally, is a machine that symbolises what gaming's about. And the reason I say that is because pretty much every decent arcade game of that era is on there. Pretty much even some crap games are on there, do you know what I'm saying? Even some crap arcade games are on there. Basically, the cream of arcade, the cream of gaming, and the cream of PC gaming is on that system. The cream of DOS gaming is on there. You know, we're talking games like Ultimate. They're on the system. Can you believe that? And LucasArts, some of their finest graphic adventures are on the system. And here's the best bit. They're English dubbed Japanese subs. So they're in effect just the same game with a bit of Japanese text. So here's the interesting bit. They've also got quirks and nuances, things about them that make them even more special because they're on FM Towns. I have not had a huge amount of experience with the FM Towns. The only experiences that I've had have been sort of staring at one through a monitor screen, you know, and watching other people play on UNZ, you know, UNZ, and the FM Towns emulator. You know, I've only ever experienced FM Towns in a sort of passive way. I've never experienced it in hand, in my own hand. I've never put, you know, I've never put a physical sort of presence to it. It's always been sort of on a screen, so to speak. So to be in a position where I can sort of say to you, I own this thing, I own something. To me, it's always been the unattainable. It's been one of those things where you can't have it, you're not allowed to have it. It's not supposed to be in your life because it's something that is unobtainable. You know, it's you know, I'm thinking Indiana Jones. I'm thinking that bloody shitty little cup. That is what I'm thinking. That is what it is. It's the unobtainable. You know, it's a machine that, to me, you have to weigh up realism with the machine. You know, with the cost, with what it presents, or what it represents. You know, being a single lad, I can afford to be an arsehole sometimes. I can afford to be a bit of a prat and get away with it, you know. I don't have any responsibilities, really. To be honest, I don't have any massive responsibilities. I don't have any family commitments or any huge sort of issues that would warrant, you know, monitoring of spending. Having said that, it is a bit irresponsible to spend £200 on a machine. However, its value goes beyond the dollar. Do you know what I'm saying? It goes beyond merely the pounds and pence value on it. It actually transcends that. This machine, to me, I'll be gaming on it, and there's no two ways about it. I will be playing it. But what it symbolises to me is a journey. You know, it's something unbelievable, and I own it. I own it, and it's in my life. This has more magnitude to me than my Virtual Boy experience. And when I said that I owned a Virtual Boy, it freaked me, and it put me in silence. It put me in a place where I was confused because I'd spent a fairly large chunk of money for what it represented, and I don't regret that. Initially, I went through a period of regret. I went through a period of transgression, so to speak. I sort of went through very varying emotions, ultimately resting on fuck yes. And I've already hit that sort of point. I've already hit the fuck yes point. I hit that about 30 seconds into winning the auction. If any of you guys have any kind of contact with Brett Badley on Twitter, just ask him my reaction. I texted the man pretty much in mid-swing. He was confused, obviously. What the fuck? Couldn't help it. Sorry, mate. Couldn't help it. Had to do it. And that's pretty much what's happening at the moment with me. I am pretty much gagging now for this machine to arrive. I've had to sort of do things a bit unorthodox. I've had to send it over to my folks' house. I'm very self-conscious now about the fragility of the thing. And I'm sort of going through some random emotions at the moment of like, is the seller aware of what he's got? Obviously he's got some understanding of its rarity, but is he going to pack it well? Is it got, you know, is it going to be packed well? Is it going to be packed right? Is it going to be what I need it to be? You know. I'm absolutely spent. I've spent the last 3 to 4 hours going absolutely batty. This is amazing to me. This is one of the three, one of the power three, one of the top three. You know, it's a machine that is going to take pride of place, and it's a machine I'm going to cover, and I'm not going to be embarrassed about it. I'm not going to be embarrassed about how much I cover it. You know, the word shrine has a sort of ring to it, doesn't it? But yeah, suffice to say, I've reached a point now where I am absolutely stoked, and every ounce of me is just gagging now for this to become what I'm, you know, to be part of what I'm doing at the moment with the collection and stuff like that. This is a massive find for me, and it's vital that I bring it in and enjoy it, because it is what it is at the end of the day, and it's a gaming machine, and I'm going to enjoy it to its fullest. And as I say, you guys are going to be privy to that. I would like to thank Brett Badley. He's been pretty enthusiastic about it. Now, I don't think Brett Badley would give a shit about FM Towns. I don't mean to be disrespectful to him, but I don't think he gives a shit. And that's fine. Don't get me wrong, mate. That's absolutely not a problem. But I want to thank him because he's shown a level of enthusiasm, and he's been, in a weird sort of way, he's been supportive of my efforts. A lot of people, a lot of regular folk, shall we say, would describe what I was wanting and describe my lust for it almost as ridiculous, as verging on the embarrassing. And he's sort of given it justification. He's allowed me to be that way. You know, he's not judged me unnecessarily. And so I want to thank him because he's given me sort of a reason to feel positive. And he's been very helpful with regards to the auction as well. You know, he was on hand helping me, you know, make a decision. He helped me decide financially if it was the right call to make, and it was, and it is, and I have paid for it, and it is fantastic. So I want to thank him for his enthusiastic efforts, which weren't necessarily needed. Do you know what I mean? He didn't have to do it. It wouldn't have changed anything. Would have still talked the same. Would have still been the same. But he put extra effort in, and that means a lot. I want to thank everybody that's had some semblance of what's gone on. I want to thank them because a lot of people would just get bored and be moaning on about FM Towns, getting wound up about the possibility of owning one. So I want to thank the people that have sort of been involved in that and been embroiled in that, especially on Twitter. I know a lot of my followers are fully aware of my FM Towns obsession, and I'm sure that they've, you know, got their own opinions on the subject. But for me, it's vital, it's important, and I've ticked one of the milestones off. You know, 18th birthday, 21st birthday, FM Towns. You know what I'm saying? Massive. Marriage, that's the next thing, but that's like way down the line. So for now, we'll stick with FM Towns. You know what I'm saying? I own an FM Towns. I own an FM Towns! Yes! See you later.